Have you ever wondered why Scotland and England, two nations that spent centuries locked in bitter conflict, ultimately decided to unite? Wars, hostile alliances, religious divides, and economic disputes painted a history of animosity between these two neighbours. Yet in 1707 they came together to form the Kingdom of Great Britain. Why? What could possibly convince two countries that hated each other to join forces? The story starts in the late 16th century. England was ruled by Queen Elizabeth I, famously known for having no children. When she died in 1603, her closest Protestant relative, James VI of Scotland, was crowned as James I of England, uniting the crowns but not the countries. James VI, I had grand plans to merge the two nations into one kingdom, but my vision was met with resistance on both sides. Scots feared their country would be overshadowed by England's wealth, and the English were sceptical of me, worrying I'd impose Scottish absolutism on their parliament. James's successor, Charles I, fared no better. In fact, he was so unpopular that he lost his head, literally, during the English Civil War. It wasn't until Oliver Cromwell's Commonwealth briefly unified the two realms by force that the idea of union seemed possible. But after Cromwell's death, the monarchy was restored, and Scotland and England remained separate once more. Still, Scotland was struggling. England passed trade laws that stifled Scottish commerce, and ongoing wars disrupted their economy. In a desperate bid to revive their fortunes, a group of Scottish nobles launched the ill-fated Darien scheme in 1698. They aimed to establish a colony in Panama, hoping it would serve as a lucrative trade route between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. But disease, poor planning, and a Spanish blockade led to the colony's collapse, wiping out a fifth of Scotland's wealth and leaving many nobles bankrupt. When Queen Anne ascended the throne, tensions between the nations reached a boiling point. Scotland's Parliament passed the Security Act, threatening to choose a different monarch from England after Anne's death. England responded with the Alien Act, effectively treating Scots as foreigners and placing an embargo on their goods. It was a standoff. Then came the English government's controversial move, shameless bribery. They promised financial compensation to Scottish nobles and repealed trade restrictions, but only if Scotland agreed to merge with England. Despite widespread public opposition and riots in Scotland, the Act of Union passed in 1707, creating the United Kingdom of Great Britain. To placate Scottish fears, their church and legal systems were left intact, and martial law helped quell unrest. And just like that, centuries of division ended, not through mutual respect or love, but through economic desperation, political maneuvering, and a lot of money changing hands. What do you think? Was this union inevitable, or could things have turned out differently? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that change the course of history.